A good Erev Chodesh, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us and making the minyan possible. We are having a split squad for Mariv as we we're trying to start our 7:45 Mariv this evening. I'll be waiting till the second minyan to daven, and all those that were planning to be part of us, please do so as well. I got news that one of my former presidents of my shul, Agudas Yisrael of Staten Island, is in Sloan Kettering Hospital. His name is David Abraham, and David Yitzchak Ben Yehudis. You should have a refuah shalema b'seich shechel Yisrael. We are sponsored by the Fisher family, Lina Nishmas Basi Bas Robert Shlom Ben Avram Malevi, Perel Bas Ruvain, for Avram Yishai Ben Shmario Yosef, Refuah Shalema for Yomis Ben Chayesara, for the schus of Avram Ben Yom Ben Shbe Malkudis and family, by Yo Klugman and family, for my Shver Avigdor Ben Rivka, my Enikla Yalad Ben Chava, Meir Ben Chayesara. They should all have a Refuah Shalema b'seich shechel Yisrael. Today was called the Yom Tefillah for Eretz Yisrael, so of course we dedicate our learning also with an eye to the safety of everyone in Eretz Yisrael. Malach Gabriel should go before them and help them succeed. Malach Rafal should rescue the hostages and help cure those that are unwell. We are holding by Mishna Dalid and Hay. Now, so yesterday, when we were talking about the different configurations of a mimer and get and chalitza and bia, we were talking about one yavam and one yavama. Today, we start talking about two yavamas and one yavam. That means that Reuven was married to Sarah and Dinah. Reuven dies childless. And now Sarah and Dinah fall to Shimon. So we also learn for Shaul ben Tuvias, and Shama should have an aliyah. So Ketzad, also mimer bezu, a mimer bezu. Shimon gives a mimer to Sarah and a mimer to Dinah. So it's kedusha yavamim to both of them. So tzricha shnei gitin, he's going to have to give 2 gitin and chalitza to remove the Zika. Seems to be what?
Have to give chalitza to both.
No, only one. But it seems to be that after he gives the mimer to Dinah, that makes it that he can't give yibum even to Sarah. So he has to remove the Zika, he has to give chalitza to one of them. Now, mimer bezu v'get lezu. If he gives a mimer to Sarah and a get to Dinah, so once he gives a get to Dinah, that impairs the Zika, that makes Yibam now impossible. So tzricha get, he has to give to Sarah a get for the mimer, and he has to give chalitza to one of them. Mimer bezu or baal ezu. He gave a mimer to Sarah. It would have been great if he had bia with Sarah, but he didn't do that. He gave a mimer to Sarah, and he gave bia to Dinah. So rabbinically, that bia is impaired because he gave a mimer to Sarah. Biblically, that bia is good. So here, he's going to need 2 gitin. Snichas shnei gitin. He's going to give a get to Sarah for the mimer, a get to Dinah for the bia, which biblically is a good yibam. Since it's rabbinically impaired because of the mimer that he gave to Sarah, and therefore you have to also give chalitza rabbinically to take care of the Zika. Mimer bezu v'chalatz lezu. If he gave a mimer to Sarah and then he gave chalitza to Dinah, so now he just has to give a get for the mimer that he gives to Sarah. Harishayna tzricha get. Sarah needs a get. Get lezu v'get lezu. He gave a get to each one. Okay, so all he did is he impaired the Zika. Now you have to remove the Zika, and therefore he has to give tzricha semena chalitza. He has to give to one of them chalitza. Get lezu or ba lezu. He gave a get to Sarah, impairing the Zika. and then Bia to Dina. So Midaraisa that Bia is Yibam. So he's going to have to give a get to Dina, but he's also going to have to do Chalitza because the Bia coming after a get is not a rabbinically good Yibam. Sricha get v'Chalitza. He has to do get and Chalitza. Get lezu maimer bezu. If he gives a get to Sarah and a maimer to Dina, so he's going to have to give a get for Dina's maimer, and one of them is going to need Chalitza. Tzricha get v'Chalitza. Get lezu v'chalatz lezu. If he gives a get to Sarah and Chalitza to Dina, okay, so that's it. That takes care of everything. Then einach a Chalitza klum. Nothing is necessary after the Chalitza. Mishna Hey continues with more scenarios. Chalatz v'chalatz. He gave Chalitza to Sarah, and then Chalitza to Dina. The Chalitza to Dina is meaningless, and therefore he could marry Dina's relatives, and Dina is kosher l'kahuna. Oy chalatz v'asa maimer. If he did Chalitza, and then after that he made a maimer, that maimer is meaningless because the zika was already removed. Nosan get or a bal, or if he did a get after the Chalitza, or he had Bia after the Chalitza. Now, Bia after Chalitza is not a Yibam, because Bia after Chalitza is no more Zika anymore, and it's over a lav of Kevin She Loibana Shuvein Abayna. No get is necessary. Oy Baal Ubal. Here's an interesting thing. He has Bia with Sarah, making her his wife, because that's Yibam. And then he has Bia with Dina. The Bia with Dina is nothing. It's an Isser. But it doesn't necessitate a get.
It's also Ashes off.
No. So that's not. It's not Ashes Shalom Morchem. It's not an Isser Kares. It won't make a mamzer. But that's a Sugya Arucha in Masechta Yevamos. Oy Baal v'asa maimer. Or if he did Bia with Sarah and then he made Maimer with Dina, the Maimer Kedusha Yevamos is not applicable anymore because she's not fully Yibam anymore. Nosan get, or after he had Bia with Sarah, he gave a get. That get to Dina is meaningless. He gave Chalitza. There's no more Zika yet anymore because the Bia to Sarah took away the Zika. Ein achar Chalitza klum. So this is going back on the first set. The first set is after Chalitza, there's nothing. So if he gave Chalitza to Sarah and then he gave Chalitza to Dina, the Chalitza to Dina doesn't make him forbidden to Dina's relatives. It doesn't make her pasul l'kahuna. If he did Chalitza to Sarah and then made a maimer with Dina, there's no Zika left, so the maimer with Dina is nothing. He gave a get to Dina, the get is not a get, and he's not forbidden to our relatives. He had Bia with Dina afterwards. That Bia with Dina doesn't necessitate a get because the Bia after the Chalitza is not Zika anymore, so therefore that doesn't make her a Yavam. It's not Yibam, and a get is not necessary. Now, the Rav adds, and also Ein Achar Bia Klum. So therefore that's the second stanza. And that is if he gave Bia with Sarah, then he made a Maimer with Dina, that's nothing. It doesn't need a get because it's not Kedusha Yevamim because he was already Miyabim Sarah and there's no Zika anymore. If he gave a get, that get is meaningless. There's no Zika anymore. He's not also to our relatives. If he gave Chalitza, it's meaningless. There's no Zika. She's not also l'kahuna. And therefore, Ein Achar Bia Klum. Of course, as the Melech Shlomo said in the previous Mishnah, if he gives get after Bia, that get has validity, it dissolves. Oh no, in this case it doesn't, because in this case it's to a different woman. Now, this is true, Bein Yavam Echad L'Shtei Yevamos. That's our case that we just explained, where there's one Yavam Shimon and two co-wives, Sarah and Dina. Bein Shnei Yevamim L'Yavam Echas. The next Mishnah is going to talk about the next scenario, as we'll finish the parak with tomorrow. The next Mishnah is going to talk about where you have two brothers, Shimon and Levi, and Reuben only had one wife, Sarah. And this is going to be possible to give many cases where Reuben dies and childless, and Sarah falls to two brothers, Shimon and Levi, and what happens if one gives a mimer and the other gives a mimer, etc. We'll talk about that in Yetz Hashem tomorrow.